Hello, folks. Strap yourself in for another ride. Too much coffee. Yeah. Your last chance to win this wonderful Elvis portrait, don't forget. Welcome to Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel, hosted by the Ultimate 10-Pin Bowler. I thought I'd get that in there. If there's any of my siblings watching, that's me on the scoreboard as the winner. Yes, we've got a lot to get through tonight, and there's a couple of changes as well coming up. We're changing the actual format slightly of the quiz, which I'll tell you about in a few minutes, just to freshen things up and to make it a little bit more interesting for people, because I am aware that not everybody can type as fast as everybody else, or not everybody has the same speed internet. So I'll be introducing a little bit of a twist to the quiz, maybe just to help people out a little bit, and, you know, just, as I say, mix it up a little bit. What else have we got? We've got This Day in Elvis History coming up. We've got a live and interactive poll, which will tie in with the what do we call it? The topic that's on the screen. I wish Elvis had recorded. Who picked it out this week? I don't think it's me. Jack Mullins. Yes, Jack has suggested a song that he wished Elvis had recorded. Photoshop of the week. Yeah, we keep finding these photoshops, don't we? Caption this photo. Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that one, and I've picked my favorite caption. I was thinking maybe also what I should do on that is whoever gets the most thumbs up on caption this photo on the community tab on the YouTube channel. And if you want to find the community channel or community tab, I don't know what I'm saying at the moment. This is terrible. It's there, and then you would find the picture that I've asked you to caption. Right, so I can't go any further without saying congratulations, Manchester United. No, I better not say that because this is not a football channel. This is an Elvis channel. But for anybody that knows me, and for anybody that doesn't know me, they might know that I'm a Manchester United supporter. And as I say, congratulations, Manchester United. But I can't go any further without thanking you for all the kind messages that you've sent in, emails and show of support and so forth. It's greatly appreciated. And I do read as many as I can, and I do reply to as many as I can as well. Yes, here we go. Big news that happened during the week. The Baftas, and of course, Elvis by Baz Luhrmann won 4 Baftas. And I have to thank Leslie Pilling for these cards because I got them off her page. I don't know if she made them herself or whether she just got them from the internet. But yes, it won leading actor, Austin Butler. It won costume design, Catherine Martin. It won casting, Denise, Chamaine and Nikki Barrett. And finally, it won makeup and hair, Shane Thomas, Mark Coulier, Jason Baird and Louise Coulston. So congratulations to everybody involved. And they do say that winning a BAFTA helps in the race for the Oscars. Now, probably the Oscars have already been decided, but who knows? Who knows? Fingers crossed. It's next month now coming up. And also, Baz released on his Instagram page a deleted scene from the movie, Austin Butler singing in the ghetto in the Jungle Room. So if you haven't seen that yet, it's all over social media now. You'll find it anywhere. You'll find it on YouTube. You'll find it on Instagram, anywhere. And of course, Facebook, or everywhere. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. I'm a little bit confused about it, the timeline and everything like that, because it's obviously 1969. But we all know that he didn't record or use the Jungle Room in Graceland until 1976 as a recording studio. So the timeline is a little bit skewed. But apart from that, it's a good performance. And it is actually Austin singing. It's not Elvis's voice, as in all the rest of the 60s and 70s tracks that were shown in the theatrical release. So that's quite impressive as well. And as I say, if you haven't seen it, please check it out. And if you have, well, leave your comments in the comment section. If you're watching live, thank you very, very much for joining me live. If you're watching on playback, where were you? No, I'm only joking. I appreciate everybody that joins me live, and I appreciate everybody that watches on playback as well. Because at the end of the day, as long as you watch, that's the main thing. It keeps the whole thing going. So we are going to do the quiz. I have seen Maxine, the Elvis family, in the house. So she is one moderator. And I think Dave is in the house as well. I'm not sure if Lou Dane has made it yet. I was chatting away there and didn't really look on the chat box there. But those are my three moderators, and they do a good job. I would just remind everybody to please be respectful to Elvis and his family. Hi, Dave. Yeah, I am here, Steve. His family. And also to be respectful to the other fans on this chat as well, because if not, then the moderators will actually put you in timeout, or they could even escort you out of the channel for good if you get too naughty. So yeah, I just ask for that to be done, please. Right, so here we go. And the way I'm going to do the quiz this week, it's mystery song again. So I'm going to show you a picture, and you've got to tell me what Elvis is singing in the movie. And don't forget, I think actually YouTube has changed it as well. Now, if you're on a cell phone watching this live, it's now either top comments or all comments. So you need to select all comments so that you can see all the answers. And I think on the desktop or laptop, it's still live chat and top chat. So you need live chat. Right. So here we go. And this is how I'm mixing it up. Moderators, I am looking for, on this first question, I'm looking for the third person to get it right. Okay? So Maxine and Dave, the third person to get it right is going to be the person that I write down. So here we go. This is the first one. What is Elvis singing there? Now, and it's the third person that gets it right. So this will be nerve-wracking for anybody. Do I type it now? Do I type it straight away? Do I hold off? Dave says third. Yeah. Okay. Right. So I'm actually seeing now that some of the questions are coming through correct, or the answers are coming through correct. And the correct answer is, it feels so right. So all I need to know now, before I play that jingle from Viva Las Vegas, and Margaret saying my motor whistles, is who was the third person that got "It Feels So Right"? Okay. Lou Dane, hi Lou Dane, is saying Juan Lozano. Yeah. Well done, Juan. You get this.
Well, then I'd like you to check my motor. It whistles.
I don't blame it.
Okay. Now, I think that this just makes it a little bit more interesting because, as I say, people were saying, well, my internet's not that good, or I can't type that good. So I thought I'd just mix it up. And this one, now, yeah, by the way, yes, he is singing "It Feels So Right" there. Tickle Me was one of those funny movies where they didn't use any new recorded music. They just used old, and that one was from 1960, from the Elvis's Back album. So it was David Juan Lozano. Yes, Juan. I know, Juan. Congratulations, Juan. And then we've got this one. And for the moderators, guys, I am looking for the fourth person to get this right. All right. I'm changing it every answer. And what is Elvis singing here? The fourth person to get this right. And this is quite an easy one, I think. Okay. Fourth person to get this right. Norset says, it's weird listening to 60s music in that movie. It doesn't fit. Yeah, I know. It kind of feels strange, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, look at all those treat me nice. Now, moderators, tell me, who was the fourth person to type treat me nice? Of course, Elvis looking absolutely ridiculously handsome there in Jailhouse Rock. Right. Maxine says Elvis Austin. Okay. Ludane says Christine O'Neill. And what is Dave saying? Did I miss Dave? Okay. We've got a difference of opinion anyway between Maxine and Ludane. Dave, who do you see? Treat me nice. Fourth. Maxine says, sorry, it is Christine. Okay, so Christine O'Neill gets this.
Well, then I'd like you to check my motor. It whistles.
I don't blame it.
Okay. Well done, Christine. Don't forget, this is what we're playing for. This superb, if I just remove Elvis there for a second, this superb pencil drawing. And it's quite a big drawing as well. It's not like a little thing like that. It's a big 22 by 17, I believe, by Marko O Leary, and he is a very, very talented artist. And I would check out his Facebook page, Marko O Leary Art. Okay, right. So I'm looking for the second person who gets this one right. And it's this one. What is Elvis singing here? There you go. Dylan says, I am playing for fun, Steve. Well, of course, yes, it is. It is fun. So the second person. Okay. A lot of people getting the right answer. And I think I can see who that is, actually, who got that right second. I'll just wait for the moderators to confirm that. But I have a name already because that was quite easy. Lot of troubles there. I think it might have been Rachel N. Rachel N got their second. I'll just see what the moderators say. Yes, Ludane says Rachel N, so we'll go with Rachel N. Well done, Rachel. And you, of course, get this.
Well, then I'd like you to check my motor. It whistles.
I don't blame it.
Okay, yes, Trouble from King Creole. And, number 3. For number 4, question number 4, I'm looking for the third person who gets this correct. What is Elvis singing here? Now, is that going to trip you up, I wonder? Okay. The third correct answer. People are definitely holding off, hoping that they get in third. Rachel says, thanks, finally got one. Well, yes, persistent pays off. And maybe it's just the fact now that I'm just switching it up a little bit with the first and third and fourth and all this. Yeah, now it is spring fever. So what I need now is an answer from the mods. Who gave me, who was the third person to type spring fever? Kirsty says, trip me up. Forever TCB says, I just can't get one today. Alrighty. All right. Yeah, spring fever from Girl Happy. Who have we got? Lou and Dave. Just to give me, maybe they've already given me their answer for the third person. I know Maxine has put Mark Green. Okay. What? Elvis Austin says, damn, I was first. Any other week, that would be a great thing to be. Okay. Mark Green with a typo. Oh, right. Why? What did Mark Green type? Sprint. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Well, basically what I'm going to do then is I'm going to unfortunately go Jack. Jack. Okay, Jack. Jack Mullins. I think Jack gets this.
Well, then I'd like you to check my motor. It whistles.
I don't blame it.
Okay, guys. So I must say that I do need the proper spelling and typo and so forth. Okay, we'll leave it at the third correct answer again for this one. And what is Elvis singing here? That's a very atmospheric sort of shot, isn't it? And I'm looking for the third correct person to get this right. Hello, Salam. Jack says, I need somebody to lean on. No, it's not actually. That was last week. I think I need somebody to lean on last week. No, it's not from Spin Out, actually. Oh, somebody else. Roseanne is saying I need somebody to lean on. I've tripped you up here. I've definitely tripped you up. Right. Maxine says Banjo Paul. I'm going to tell you what the answer is. The answer is Big Love, Big Heartache. So, if anybody, Maxine is saying Banjo Paul, but if maybe Lou Dane, Arkansas Dave says, what movie is it from? It's actually from Roustabout. Big Love, Big Heartache. So who have we got as the third person? What do you think, Lou? Who was the third person to type Big Love, Big Heartache? Oh, Dave is saying Banjo Paul as well. So it must have been Banjo Paul. I'll just wait to see if Lou comes up with Banjo Paul as well. Fingers crossed that she does. Banjo Paul. All right. Yeah, Lou Dane. Thanks a lot, Lou.
Well, then I'd like you to check my motor. It whistles.
I don't blame it.
Yes, I don't blame it is right. Now, here we go. And I'm going to say the fourth person on this one. All right. Somebody, Norset says, way to go, Banjo. And King... yeah, way to go, Banjo Paul. Yeah. So the fourth person to tell me what Elvis is singing here. Okay. Sing it again. No, I'm not singing it again. Big Love, Big Heartache. One of the better movies of the movie songs of the middle 60s, that Big Love, Big Heartache. GI Blues? No. GI Blues. It looks like I've caught people out again. Yes. Frankfurt Special. I can see what's doing this. I can see that it is the uniform that's throwing people. Right. Okay. A lot of right answers now are coming through. And what I need to confirm is who was the fourth person to tell me that it was King of the Whole Wide World. All right. Pocket Full of Rainbows. No. He would have had Juliet Prowse sat next to him if it was Pocket Full of Rainbows. Okay, so Dave is saying Banjo again. Wow. Okay, let's just see what Lou says. What a handsome man. Yes, he certainly is. Kirsty Marie says, I think I'm fourth. Okay. The Elvis family says banjo. Okay. Don't forget, you must have all messages or live chat selected, or else you won't see all the answers. So Lou is just coming in now, hopefully. King of the whole wide world. Who was the fourth person? Always look great in uniform. Yeah. Okay. So Dave says Banjo Paul. And Maxine and Lou Dane says Banjo Paul. You have it, Banjo.
Well, then I'd like you to check my motor. It whistles.
I don't blame it.
Now, that actually finishes the, January and February quiz. We missed a couple of weeks because of what happened with Lisa Marie. So I decided that we'd run it through February as well. So that now concludes the Fan of the Month for this month. And I will tot up who got the most correct answers. And I'll announce it next week. And they will win that splendid drawing. I'll show you one more time. That was that one there. Okay, suitable for framing, and I would be very, very surprised if the winner doesn't frame it and put it up on their wall, because it is absolutely lovely. Okay, so I'm going to open the phone lines in a few minutes, and you'll know when it is open because I will put the message at the bottom of the screen, and we're going to just maybe talk about Graceland Upstairs Tours another step closer, because and I'll be doing a poll as well, so look out for that. And the reason why, first of all, I'll do something else that I noticed during the week. This quite amused me, actually. This was the media thought this warranted a story. Lisa Marie Presley's daughter, Riley Keough, stepped out for lunch with husband Ben Smith in Calabasas on Tuesday. Amid reports she is no longer on speaking terms with grandmother Priscilla over their ongoing inheritance battle. The actress, 33, appeared to be sending a message via her wardrobe choice as she paid homage to her famous grandfather, Elvis Presley, with a Graceland print sweater, paired with black joggers and trainers. Okay, they just threw that in as well, did they? The star wore her locks swept up from her face and accessorized with some tinted cat's eyes shades. So they thought then that this warranted a story. Riley Keough wearing a Graceland t-shirt. Great. Okay. That's what I think of that. I don't know what you think of it. You can let me know when I open the phone lines if you think that warranted a story or not, you know. Now, yes, Graceland Tours Upstairs, another step closer. The reason why I've put that on the screen is because I saw in a number of places during the week that people think that now Riley is taking over the reins at Graceland, that she will actually open the upstairs for tours. Now, forget the fact that obviously you can't have 600,000 people a year going up that main staircase, simply because Graceland is quite an old building and it would not take the foot traffic. But just forget that for a minute, because I'm sure there's ways around it. And I actually did a video a while back showing how they could actually do it by building a rear staircase and so forth. But anyway, forget that for a minute. Forget the actual logistics of it. Do you think that now that Riley is in charge, she will change things at Graceland, and she will change them to such an extent that she will open up the second floor, what we call the upstairs of Graceland, for tours? And that is basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to add that now as a poll. If you're watching this on playback, you won't unfortunately see it, but you will hear me at near the end of the show sort of give out the result. So here we go. Ask your community. And that you should now see that on there. Will Riley change things at Graceland with the tours upstairs? Yes, no, yes, but not until Priscilla passes. Because, and the reason why I put that as an option as well is because just out of respect and deference to her grandmother, would she want to open up the upstairs whilst Priscilla is still alive? I know we know what Lisa Marie's wishes were on it, but time does change. Time moves on. To a certain extent, it's a business enterprise. We know that Graceland is a business as well as a homage for us to go and pay our respects. So there you are. You can vote on that. You can vote away. It doesn't cost anything. I don't see who votes. I just see who votes yes, who votes no. Sorry, how many people or how much percentage votes yes, no, or yes, but not till Priscilla passes. So please vote away while we're discussing things and going through the Elvis history, and while we're doing the I wish Elvis had recorded and caption this photo and smoking hot photo and all that. That's still to come. But what I am going to do is, before I go any further, hopefully, I know the phones were playing up a little bit over the last few weeks. Hopefully that won't happen this week. And let's see what I can do to turn them on. And as I say, I let you know when I've done it by putting that on the screen. Okay. So, if anybody wants to call in, I say, and discuss the Baftas, whether they think, or if they want to discuss the Austin singing In the Ghetto, in the Jungle Room, anything at all, the upcoming Oscars, you can ring me now. You can ring me free on WhatsApp. There is the telephone number, or Instagram or Facebook Messenger if you follow me on Facebook. So there you are. Now, hopefully, I haven't broken the phone again like I did last week. Because there was a definite... okay, is Do Not Disturb still turned on? Okay. Yeah, now... here we go. Hello.
Hello, Steve.
Hiya.
Hello.
It's Maxine, my moderator. Moderator Maxine. How are you doing?
How's it going, I'm doing great, Super Steve.
Yeah, great. So, what do you think of this Graceland upstairs tours another step closer?
I personally don't think that people should be allowed upstairs. If they're going to do it, they should either build a replica of the whole upstairs.
Oh, right.
Yep. Or do a video tour, or just take photos and put it in one big collage.
Yeah, well, you see, the thing is, if they're saying that it's still the same as it was when he died in 1977, they should just video it, as you say, and then, show that video.
Exactly.
But the big question is, do you think that Riley will change things now that she's in charge?
In a way, I hope she changes some things, but I don't think she should change the upstairs, people going upstairs rule. I think because her mum didn't want that, and I think she should respect that out for her mum and her granddad at the end of the day.
So what do you think needs changing at Graceland then?
I think I've heard a lot of the staff are quite rude. In some ways, I think they need to have a bit of a talking to. But I think things need to be more accessible for when people in wheelchairs go up the long drive.
Right.
Yeah. And people should be able to go and visit the horses. I think that'd be a good one.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah, no, I've heard that Graceland don't actually employ fans. So when a fan maybe asks a question to a guide in Graceland, they just don't know the answer because they're not fans. They're just there to do the job.
Yes, that's a hard one. If they're not going to know the answers, then I think they should also hire some fans, because at the end of the day, the fans are going to know more about the history of Graceland.
Yeah.
Than what the current tour guides are. And I think that'll help boost not only popularity, but more people coming in. People know what they're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I do think Riley will make changes, but I don't know myself personally what she will change. It's just a lot of people now have been hinting during the week that they think that the upstairs will now open now that Lisa has
really
gone.
don't think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alrighty. So you will you will vote no then on that, will you?
Yeah, I've already done that.
Oh, you've already done that, have you?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Thanks, Maxine.
All right. Thanks,
Cheers.
Steve.
Bye. Bye. Yeah, it's a funny one because, like I say, I have heard that they don't allow, or no, they're against. Oh, here we go. Hello.
Hey Steve, it's Dylan. How are you?
Oh, hi, Dylan.
Hey.
How are you keeping?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Now, for everybody that doesn't remember, Dylan spoke to me a couple of weeks ago, and he said that he had a rare photograph of Elvis dressed in the brocade jumpsuit, but in 1972. And a lot of people associate the brocade suit with 1970.
Yep.
Okay, so I actually have this photograph here now to show. Hang on a second. To show people. And you can tell me what you think. That now, unfortunately, it is quite a fuzzy photograph, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but I've actually I've been able to actually blow it up.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. So let's have another shot here. Hang on. We got somebody here calling. Okay, folks, if you could just hold off a second while I speak to Dylan. I'm not too sure how to cancel that one. You still there, Dylan? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I've got a more close-up shot of it, and it's that one there. Now, you tell me what you think you're seeing there. Are you seeing the brocade suit?
Yep. So this is actually a friend that sent me this, and we initially thought it was the blue nail jumpsuit, the powder blue.
Right.
But with a white brocade belt. But then I think some people who are more jumpsuit experts than I am kind of studied it a bit more, and they found the opening where the brocade starts, and so we know that it's the brocade.
Right. So this is a very very, very rare photograph then, because as I say, everybody thinks that he only wore the brocade suit in, was it January, February 1970?
January, February, and March.
Yeah.
He wore it in the afternoon as well.
Yeah. And you have a date that you think this photograph was now taken. Is that correct?
Yep. Let me just get it up for you.
I think you're saying August 19th. Is that right? 1972.
August. Wait 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
August 9th.
Oh, 9th. August 9th, 1972.
Yeah, midnight show.
Midnight show. Okay. Well, you see, when I did a bit of delving this afternoon, I could only find what he wore during that engagement that could be close to that brocade suit is the wheat suit, which I'm just showing now. Okay, the wheat suit and the royal blue.
Well, the thing about the engagements is that there's suits that they can confirm, but there's a lot of suits that we don't, that have got dates, but there's either no set list or there's no date.
Yeah.
So for example, you know that very famous photo of Elvis in the black butterfly jumpsuit with a gold belt?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for years and years, people were saying, "Oh, that's a fitting." No, I believe it was the 4th of February, I believe.
Right. Okay.
Before go.
Okay.
So that showed that Elvis did wear the gold belt with it on stage.
Yes. Yes.
But I mean, I digress from the blue brocade thing. So yeah, there's a lot of suits that we don't know he wore, or the suits that we know he wore but we don't know the date, and that's one of them. And
then there's suits that he only wore once or twice. I mean, the knot suit is very, very rare. I think he only wore that a couple of times, and there's only photographs. There's not even footage of him wearing the knot suit. And then there's another one with the long fringe as well, which I think was from November 1971, and the tassels were just too long. He got tied up in it too much, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's the suits that we know that we know of that he wore once, but but like we know that he wore suits more because, for example, like people say, oh, like he only wore the not once, but we know that he wore it more because of the newspaper reports that were out of time.
Yes, yeah, but the not suit is very rare. The not suit is very rare.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's rare, but like when people say, oh, he wore it once, well, he can't wear it once because the reports say that he wore it like multiple times.
Yeah.
In August, I think.
Yeah.
Of 71.
Okay, well, that is a very, very, very good photograph you've sent there. Very rare. And that's Elvis in 1972, 9th of August 1972, in the blue brocade suit. If anybody likes to make a comment or anything like that, they can comment in the comment section and we'll have a look later. But thanks for that, Dylan. Thanks very, very much.
All right, thanks.
All right, matey. Bye-bye.
All right.
Hello. Hello there.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, Steve.
That's Steve, is it? My namesake.
It is.
How are you?
Absolutely. Doing well. From Toronto.
Hey, Toronto. Welcome, Toronto. What can I do for you today?
Appreciate it. I was going to mention, I don't think they ought to open up the upstairs ever.
Okay.
What I think will happen is down the road, depending on how many of the younger people are still going there, then they might consider opening it. So they might have to at that point.
But do you think it's time that maybe the whole tours at Graceland were freshened up a little bit? And what do you think Riley will do to freshen those up?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question. Should probably wait till Priscilla's gone.
Yeah. Well, this is the reason why I put that option in.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
What changes would she make? She would probably like to open up the upstairs, I'm guessing. She's probably going to do what Lisa would have wanted, and that's not open it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, this is what I think.
Yeah.
I think she knows how Lisa felt about the upstairs. She wanted to keep it private.
Right.
And things like that. The only thing is, I don't know whether eventually her hand will be forced, when things, ultimately, as fans start to die off, if you like, for a better word, then,
I hate to say it, but yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Attendances are going to start to fall.
Yeah, you and I are the same age, and the older ones, yeah, they're not coming out as much, it seems. Less and less every year.
Baz Luhrmann's movie has done a lot to turn newer fans on, but realistically, eventually it is going to happen. And what will Riley do to freshen it up and get those numbers back up?
Hopefully charge $3,000 per person to go upstairs.
Yeah, well, they would be able to charge an awful lot of money, I think.
Oh gosh, absolutely. And people will pay it happily.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
okay.
Right now they would even pay it. So,
yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah. Okay, Steve, that's great.
You started a good rendition of Big Love, Big Heartache. You ought to finish it.
Thank you very much.
My wife was impressed.
Thanks. Tell your wife.
Anyways, keep up the good work.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Cheers.
We'll talk again.
Yes,
Cheers.
definitely. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Yeah, he kind of caught me off guard there saying I did a good version of Big Love, Big Heartache. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to inflict that on you. Right. So, if anybody else wants to call in and give their opinion on what they think Riley will do to freshen things up at Graceland. Hey, Mark.
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
How are you keeping?
I'm all right, mate. Thank you.
So what do you think on all this?
Well, I wouldn't really like the upstairs to be open, but I think in time it may do. I don't know. I think, like you say, I think her hands might be forced to do it in time.
Yeah, I actually think it's inevitable. It's just a case of when it will happen.
Yeah, I just think, because obviously Elvis Enterprises is a money-making thing now, and if they can see that will attract more people to come to Graceland because parts of the upstairs is open, I think they will do it. But to me, I don't think it should be. I'm a true fan, and I believe that bit upstairs was Elvis's sanction. It was his family's sanction. Lisa, has always kept it close since the day he died, and I think that's the way it should be. But I know things change, and times change. But I wish, if I went again, I've been 3 times, but if I went again, would I really want to go upstairs and see the parts that Elvis may have, you say the upstairs room and all that, but there'll be diehard fans or strange fans who maybe want to see the place where he collapsed in the bathroom.
I mean, the thing is it's quite macabre, really, to think, do we really want to see the actual spot where Elvis breathed his last? Of course, what they could do is they could open up everything but the bathroom. They could show the office, they could show his bedroom, and they could show Lisa Marie's bedroom. Of
course they could, but I just think it's been kept closed for this long. There is enough to see at Graceland. When you go around, there's enough to see. Obviously, all the stuff at the back over the years has been opened up a bit where you didn't used to see.
Yes.
The little huts and the barns and stuff like that years ago. When I first went the first time, none of that was open. Because
you were only there recently, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there in 2020. Before the lockdown. I did go back. I did the ultimate tour again, and I got to see certain things that you don't normally see on the normal tour, and have the white gloves and hold a piece of Elvis's police badge and a gun and stuff like that, and and a belt and stuff like that. Great, and you get to see a few little bits that you wouldn't see. But I know, the trouble is you forget, like, they're going to open up upstairs if they do, but how's that going to affect the ticket price as well?
Oh well, yeah. I mean,
it's quite expensive still now, and the cost of living and all that kind of stuff. It's the kind of thing I don't think they'll do now, but it's still going to affect the cost of going to Graceland and seeing the rest of the things, isn't it? In the ticket price.
I still wonder why they haven't made a video film of upstairs. Is it as they say, it's untouched and everything like that? Why haven't they videoed it there? I mean, it has been filmed. It was filmed for This Is Elvis.
Well, I was just about to say that. Yeah, it was filmed for that. And you saw certain bits. They may have filmed more, but you didn't see it. But yeah, that would be an option to see everything that's basically up there, but you don't see, obviously the bathroom and but. Yeah, it's an option, but
that might be the next. That might be the next step. That's what Riley might do. Riley might have it videotaped, and you can all watch it downstairs.
Yeah, my personal thing, I think in Graceland now, in the next few steps would be, which they might plan to, and I know they have done certain bits, would open a little bit more in the honour of Lisa, and more artifacts of her and the dad, and make that bigger to see, because I think a lot of the die fans would like to see what she had as a child from Elvis, and what she's had in adulthood, and things she's kept, and all that kind of stuff. That would be nice, and that would pay. Graceland should honour that for her, even if not Priscilla would, But with all this, and I'm sure Riley would. I think if Riley had the option, so let's build something around my mum, which is obviously attached to Graceland, and see artifacts of that, then say, well, now Lisa's gone. Let's open up the bathroom and upstairs. I don't.
Apparently, there is still a lot left in the archives that they haven't shown yet, as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There must be loads, and there's probably, there is, and that would be nice to see. So, to me, I'm a big Elvis fan, and obviously I do me out and everything. To me, I wouldn't like to pay the extra to go and see that. Personally, if Riley would keep her wishes that her mum was saying, no, the upstairs is for you to go and see. Okay. And the rest of the family. Yeah,
great.
That's it.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
All right, Steve.
Cheers, matey. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, it is a rough one, isn't it? It's hard to know. Just a little reminder as well, if you can. Bottom right hand side of the screen there, subscribe and click the bell if you like what I'm doing, and change it black for all notifications, not just personalized, but all notifications. It does help the channel if you subscribe. So I'm still open to more callers if you want to call in about Graceland Upstairs Tours another step closer. There is rumblings in the Elvis world that could be one of the things that Riley does, or is it just a rumour? Okay, we have another caller. Hello, and it's Priscilla. Hello, Priscilla.
Good evening, Steve. How are you? Hi, everybody.
I'm doing all right.
So
what do you think?
Well, I think you know what I think, Steve. I think we've had this conversation in the past too.
We have, yes.
I don't believe upstairs should be opened, and for multiple reasons.
But do you think that Riley could open it?
I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so. I suppose it's still very recent for me to have been there.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned earlier that, you know, that they shouldn't hire, or that they don't hire fans in Graceland. My experience was of the polar opposite.
Oh, right. I thought there was a time when they if you were a fan, then you didn't have any chance of working as a guide.
Well, the girl who did our tour, because like Mark before me, I did the ultimate tour. Her name was Larissa or Larisha. I'm not 100% sure now. But she worked in the archives, and she was a big fan.
Right.
She got more fun out of me and another girl on our tour who were so emotional. But she was definitely a fan. There was no doubt. Now, she was, you know, stating clearly facts that I might have been stealing some of her thunder for, because she would say, "Oh, look over here," and I go, "Oh, the gunshots in the slide," and she would just look at me and go, "Okay." But she was definitely very respectful. I didn't meet any staff at any point in Graceland or the complex that weren't anything but, you know, kind and, you know, civil, and I didn't meet any negativity. Maybe a little in the hotel, you know, maybe a bit of indifference rather than...
Yeah.
But absolutely, I didn't experience any of that.
Okay, and as seeing if we know that you've been there very, very recently, as recently as January, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say would need changing and freshening up at Graceland then?
You see, Steve, I don't think we need to change or freshen it up.
Okay.
I think the reason Graceland works now is exactly what it's doing exactly what it's designed to. It's a time capsule.
Yes.
Okay. So I walk in there and I know that the artwork on the wall and the knickknacks in the cabinet and all of those things were in that house when Elvis lived there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
His office is recreated in the tour.
Yes, that's right. Yes, it is. You're right.
It is recreated. You can see his reading material. So I think the complex across the road, I could have spent 2 days in that.
Wow.
Like literally 2 days. I could have. Mm-hmm. We had to come out of it the first day because we just couldn't walk anymore. We'd been there since before 9. I'd been to the meditation garden. We did our tour at 9:15. And we left the complex across the road about 5 o'clock that evening. Yeah. My whole body ached.
Yeah. So you really think then that probably Riley doesn't have to do anything then? She just has to...
Well, you know what? They can improve their marketing strategies, and they can, you know, target specific things. And there are ways around that, but I don't necessarily want to see a huge amount of change in the house. And again, I say this time and time again to you, Steve. That man gave so much of himself that he let himself into an early grave. What more do we want?
Yeah. Okay.
What more do we want?
Fair enough. So, and so you would think then that you're a no then on the poll. You don't think Riley should change anything?
I think Lisa Marie was a good mother. I think that Lisa Marie herself was the type of person who called a spade and said it like it was. So I don't think there's any ambiguity in what it was that she wanted or what she would have liked. I think that Riley knows what her mother would want.
Well,
now, whether she can
Lisa Marie probably told her, many times.
And Riley's a very astute, clever young woman. And if there's any query or question re her astuteness, it's she had a baby and nobody knew.
Yeah, I know. That was a big shock, wasn't it?
Yeah. So the girl, look, I think that the life that those people were born into, for whatever reasons, and I'm, a big Elvis fan, and I because of that, my respect and love for them is true. But I think they've been forced, and I keep saying it, to live under
under scrutiny. Yeah.
Under microscopic scrutiny for everything to do.
Mustn't be easy.
I think
did you see that thing I read out earlier on about her going out with a Graceland T-shirt on or whatever, or a sweatshirt?
Again,
why the media made a story out of that, I don't know, but they are.
Yeah, guess what? She's a Presley.
Yeah, exactly.
She comes from Graceland.
Exactly.
Really?
She probably gets all this stuff free anyway.
Now, I'd be very annoyed if she had a sweatshirt on that said Paisley Park or
or Neverland or something. Yeah.
Do you know, really? Come on now. Yeah. Do you know? And doesn't that go to prove what I've said to you time and time again, Steve? Not everything we read is true, and not everything we read is based on fact.
Or it's inflated anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's how it can be reported.
Yeah.
So Riley did go out. There's photographic evidence. She did go out for lunch with her husband, and she was wearing Graceland jumper. So none of that was untrue, but it's how you form those sentences and how you lead your reader down the...
They tried to make out that she was sending a message to Priscilla. No, she was probably just wearing that Graceland sweatshirt.
She's a mother of a young child who had the opportunity to go out to lunch. She put whatever came on handy.
That's for sure. All right, Priscilla. Well, lovely to speak to you again. Thanks very much
you
indeed.
Too, Steve.
Alrighty. Cheers.
Thanks so much, guys. Right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do think that the media takes nearly every opportunity they see just to make a story out of nearly nothing. Just the poor girl just going out of her house to have lunch with her husband, and she was wearing a Graceland T-shirt or a sweatshirt or whatever. I just wanted to mention as well that coming up, I have a new idea for the quiz while we're talking about Graceland, and it is going to be inside Graceland. That's what it's going to be. So if you want to brush up on your knowledge of Graceland, I'm pretty sure most of you now watching this show know an awful lot about Graceland as it is. But that's what the theme, probably next week it will be. So there you go. That's just a little heads up for you that next week is going to be inside Graceland for the quiz. Now let's do this day in Elvis history, and I still want to remind you that the poll is open. Will Riley change things at Graceland with the tours upstairs? Yes, no. She will, yes, but not until Priscilla passes. Sadly, of course, when Priscilla passes. I'm looking for people to vote on that. I can still see people are voting on it, so I will not close that vote yet. As I say, I don't know who votes what, but I can just see that people are still voting on it because the number of votes keep going up. So let's get this all fixed. And it is this day in Elvis history. And I shouldn't have clicked that yet because that's next year. 1954, Elvis and Dixie Locke attended the all-night gospel singing at Ellis Auditorium together. Now, this is what you should be looking at now for 1955. Elvis performed at the Hillbilly Jamboree Circle Theatre, Cleveland, Ohio at 7:30 and 10:30 p.m. After the show, Elvis met with Bill Randall, a top WERE jock, who suggested to Bob Neal that Elvis was a big artist on his way. And there you can see it, 2 shows, 7 and 10:30, the Hillbilly Jamboree, on stage in person, Elvis Presley, of the star of the Louisiana Hayride, because of course he had been appearing on the Louisiana Hayride a lot in 1955. And it also says, That's All Right, and You're a Heartbreaker, because those are 2 of the big hits that he had around about that time, obviously. Now we have 1956. We have photographs from 1956 as well. Elvis performed at the City Auditorium, Pensacola, Florida at 2, 5 and 8 p.m. After all taxes and expenses were paid, turn it up a little bit. The net receipts came to $22,623. Elvis's share was a little over $6,700. So that wasn't an awful lot for him to come out of 22,623. I don't know where all the rest went. If anybody's got any ideas where it might have gone, I suppose operating costs and paying for the, I don't know. Anyway, you can work that out yourself. 1957, Loving You. There was a brief recording session at Radio Recorders on this day at which Elvis overdubbed guitar slapping and folk piano on Wear My Ring Around Your Neck. So when you hear that track and you hear the guitar slapping and the piano, well, that's Elvis. Okay, let's answer this. Hello, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel?
Hello, Steve.
Yes.
Hello there. Hi, this is Wicked Felina.
Hello, Wicked Felina. Wicked Felina, I think I picked your caption last week, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Well, it's lovely to speak to you.
Oh, I wanted to say, especially about Grace, the thing that's very important to me, I'm sure it's important to every Elvis fan, is that we hear so many lies about Elvis.
Yes, we do.
And there's so many lies on videos and books and TV shows that are repeated over and over again.
Yes.
And Grace.
I think I may have. I think I may have. Oh, you're back. Sorry, we lost you there for a second, Felina. Sorry about that. If you could just repeat what you were saying.
Okay. I was saying that Graceland doesn't make it a practice to put out statements or somehow get the word out, whatever the facts actually are.
Mm. Okay, well, what I find is,
we know
they just whatever the story is, they don't sort of confirm it or deny it. They just let it run, don't they?
Yeah, and I think we're moving towards Elvis being historic. He is historic to us, but kind of like when Abraham Lincoln was killed, you can go see the bed he died in, the place where he was shot. This is history now. And I think it would be a really good idea if officially there was someone officially to take in all this information. They don't have to directly contact the person that's making the myth, but just simple kind of statement like Elvis history, this day in Elvis history, or Elvis did this or that, which just simply puts out the truth, and even a source, historians. I think at this point we really need historians to say that they're a school historian, they have credentials.
Yeah, but it is hard to sort of separate the wheat from the chaff, though, isn't it? We don't know anymore what is genuine and what is a lie.
Yeah.
Well, as fans, we can kind of know, but I mean, the general public don't. They lap it up. I mean, that's why every time you look at your phone, there's a story about Elvis on there. But it seems to be, as you say, the same story, just regurgitated in a different headline or a different picture at the top of it.
Yeah, like there was simply like what there are things like I think the song "Don't Be." I think it was "Don't Be Cruel." The person who wrote that song wrote several songs for. And for some reason, his name escapes me. Several songs for Elvis. He's African American.
Otis Blackwell.
Is it Otis Blackwell?
Yes.
Okay. I think Quincy Jones had put out a statement saying that Elvis. He was coached by the writer of that song.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember reading that story.
We actually have him on the composer on saying that he never met it. Of course, none of that would be true because he never met Elvis. Elvis wasn't coached by him. We know Elvis. This history, we know why he sang the way he did, because he had it was from birth. You know what I mean? That's those are the people that he grew up with. And he felt it in his soul. You know, he grew up with it as if he was. It didn't matter the color of his skin. This is his life.
Exactly.
This is who he was.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We do seem to be having we do seem to be having some technical difficulties with Wicked Felina. Wicked Felina's line. If she wants to call back, yes, she's quite welcome too. But it was cracking up and breaking up at times. But I do take on board what Wicked Felina was saying about how he is part of history now. But there's so much information that comes out about Elvis, and so much of it is untrue or twisted or regurgitated time after time after time. Basically what it is we actually see the same story just with a different headline and a different photograph time after time after time, and it's just the same story over and over and over again. So thanks for the call, Felina. If you do want to call back next week, maybe with a better line or something like that, but it was definitely a technical issue there with the line. We were doing This Day in Elvis History, and I got as far as 1960. 1960, Elvis called Anita Wood as he prepared to resume his old life. Joe Esposito, who had already left for home, had agreed to work for him. Okay, here we go. I think I cut that person off, unfortunately. Try and get them back, because hello, Salam.
Hi, Steve. How's it going?
Going very, very well.
I like the topic today. I just wanted to say that I was reading like everyone in the live chat. I think it's a good idea to make a replica of his room instead of letting people up there.
Or or what about filming it? Why haven't they filmed it yet?
Well, I don't know if there's much money to make in a video, right? Because if they film it and they put it out there, I don't know how they would make money off of that. But if they do like at the guest house, like Sleep Like a King or Sleep Just Like Elvis Slept, and just replicate his room. Yeah. And then that could be like, and they can do more than one room. Yeah. And then just market it that way. Like you literally are going to sleep a night the way Elvis slept, in the same bed and the same colors, and just, recreate the room. I think that would be nice.
Yeah. Well, you've just actually reminded me, Lauderdale Courts, you can actually spend a night in Elvis's bedroom in Lauderdale, can't you?
Yeah, something like that would be nice. And that would be a nice way of introducing something new and not invading his privacy completely, right? Because going up there is it's personal, and we've taken so much, like Priscilla was saying earlier, just let the man have something left, which is his bedroom. So so I think it wouldn't be nice to let people up there, I think. But
is there anything that you think that Riley should be changing or freshening up?
Well, I like what the caller said before. They should do maybe like a fact versus fiction exhibit, or things like that. I think that would be nice, because there's a lot of negative things out there, and very negative, like, oh, he made money where others couldn't, and like with the coaching, oh, he stole Hound Dog. Well, Hound Dog was written by two white men. Like people, they convolute everything and they make it seem, or that he was just a cover artist. Well, everyone shared songs back then. Everyone covered everything. Yeah. If you look up, like, I don't know, Help Me Make It Through the Night, you will find 7-8 people back in the day who have sung that song. It wasn't just Elvis doing that. That was the practice then. Exactly.
Unfortunately, you see, a lot of people don't bother looking any deeper, and they just believe it, and then they just regurgitate it again and again and again.
Exactly, and that's just a shame. And that, like, a nice, fact versus fiction might be nice, like a little exhibit like that. That might be something nice. And then I know they did the Elvis movie exhibit, which is I don't know, that's nice too. But we want real stuff. Pull things out of the archives.
Yes, exactly. I agree.
Oh, what Riley should do? Elvis on tour. That's what Riley should do. Yes. That's what Riley should do. Yeah. Forget upstairs. We want Elvis on tour. That's what we want right now.
We do. Get it sorted, Riley. We want Elvis on tour. All the unseen footage and all the unheard songs. That's what we want to hear.
Okay. That would be beautiful. wonderful. That would be wonderful. But like you said earlier, we are going to die out eventually, and it's like, what are they holding on to it for?
Yeah.
Like, we want to see it, we want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of older fans that would love to see that.
And unfortunately, they've missed the 50th anniversary as well, haven't they? So.
Oh man, it's just. But we always want more, right? But we want more in a respectful way somehow.
Yes.
We're going to try to keep it respectful and try to not take advantage of Elvis's privacy, which was, someone's bedroom is the ultimate privacy. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so it's okay. We'll see what happens. But hopefully Riley will take over. I trust her. I think she's a good head on her shoulders, a good heart. She's an artist, so an artist knows how to take care of and appreciate art, right? So that's why I think she's more. I think she'll be more artistic than business. I think Priscilla leaned more towards the business aspect of it, whereas Riley is an actress and an artist, so she might be more appreciative of that. So I think it'll be good, and it's time to pass the baton on.
Good. Well, Salam, it's always lovely to speak to you. Thanks very much for your call.
Steve.
All right, take care.
One.
Bye. Yeah, it's Salam makes some good points there. Some very, very good points. 1960. Yes, Elvis called Anita Wood as he was prepared to resume his old life, as I'd said. Joe Esposito, who had already left for home, had agreed to work for him upon his return. So had Elizabeth Stefanik, who would be returning to the States with Vernon and Grandma. And Elvis hoped that Rex Mansfield too would be part of the team. Well, we know what happened there. Actually, Rex and Elizabeth got married. And apart from, I think, one Christmas card or something like that, Elvis never contacted Rex or Elizabeth ever again. 1963, Fun in Acapulco. And there's one for the lads, Elsa and Ursula and Elvis. Okay. 1964, Elvis reported to Paramount for pre-production on Roustabout. 1965, in Nashville, Elvis recorded 2 songs, Hear 'em for Hear 'em Scare 'em, while the band did 3 additional tracks. So he recorded Golden Coins and Animal Instinct. And they laid down tracks for Hear 'em Holiday, Go East and Mirage, which Elvis would actually add his vocals to at a later date. 1966, US President Lyndon B. Johnson visited Elvis Presley on the set of the movie Spin Out. Alrighty. 1967, yeah, this is an interesting one. Once again, Elvis delayed his departure to Los Angeles. After recently spending a considerable amount of time horseback riding, Elvis delayed an already postponed trip to Hollywood to begin filming his 25th film, Clam Bake. He complained about painful saddle sores, and Dr. Nick came out to the ranch to examine him. There were some prescriptions written, and the doctor even agreed to call the colonel to explain the problem. Dr. Nick, as he has become known within Elvis circles, hit it off almost from the start with Elvis, and this was the beginning of a long-standing relationship, both personal and professional. 1969, I think I have a photograph for this. Yes, I do. Elvis and the Colonel provided a photo opportunity to publicize his upcoming engagement at the International. The actual contract would be signed on April the 15th. This was when Vegas changed from Mafia, Rat Pack and Gambler Vegas into the Vegas of family vacations and artists in residence. Elvis was the first performer to empty the casinos and fill the showroom. What do you think of that? This is always these photographs and the footage that's shown, because there's also footage of him there that day. The 2 boys there with hard hats on, and Elvis not with a hard hat on. And to be fair, out of the 3 of them, the most valuable person there is definitely Elvis, and he's not wearing a hard hat. So, yeah, there you go. Very strange. 1970. Here we go. Houston Astrodome rehearsals. And this is some photographs of him during the concerts. But the Astrodome was much bigger than the Vegas showroom, obviously. Elvis became aware from the first moments of rehearsal in Houston that the sound system was hopeless and the band would not be able to hear themselves. Don't fight it, he told Glenn D. Harden. Just go ahead and play. And of course, as we know, Elvis did 6 shows in total, 2 p.m. and 7:45 p.m. shows from February the 27th to March the 1st. 1971, well, there he is. Those pictures are in the Astrodome. 1971, we've got Elvis and Priscilla saw the Irish Royal Show Band at the Stardust. 1975, Elvis went to the Memphian Theatre to watch movies and his Memphis Mafia pals and extended group also. And there's some photographs of him signing autographs. And just look at that outfit. Will you just look at that? Isn't it marvellous? A red leather suit, and it's also got a red leather cape as well. And as far as I'm concerned, only Elvis could pull that off. He looks fantastic there. You know, and that's this day in 1975. Right, Photoshop. Yes, let's have a look at this one. A beautiful, beautiful shot taken of Elvis and John Lennon. They got together while Elvis was in the army in Germany, and the Beatles were playing Hamburg. Well, actually not. No, it's not, because it's a Photoshop. That's why I'm calling it Photoshop of the Week. And here we go. There's the shot of John. That's the actual original photograph. And then we have the shot of Elvis on the bridge. And obviously what they've done is they've flipped it. So he's facing towards John. So that is the Photoshop of the week for this week. And it's not a great one, really, is it? I mean, I don't think many people would actually, if they saw that, I don't think many people would believe that as genuine. So there you go. If you know, or you keep seeing a Photoshop and you want me to cover it, send me in the Photoshop and obviously the original to elvistheultimatefan@gmail.com, or you can send it to me on Messenger as well, and maybe I can cover it in a future show. A reminder that the vote is still open. Will Riley change things at Graceland with the tours going upstairs? Yes, no, or yes, but not until Priscilla passes away. So you can still vote on that for a few more minutes. And a reminder that next week's quiz is going to be inside Graceland. All right, I'm not going to tell you what it's exactly about yet, but maybe brush up on Graceland and the interior of Graceland. That's all I'll say for now. Okay. A song I wish Elvis had recorded. Oh, I will remind you one more time as well, actually. If you could be so kind as to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, click the bell and turn it black for all. It would be most appreciated because it does help. And also, thumbs up for the video and share it as well if you want when you're watching it on playback. If you're watching on play, I don't think you can't obviously share a live video as far as I know, but you can share it once it goes to playback. Right, so as I said earlier at the start of the show, Jack Mullins has chosen this week's I Wish Elvis Had Recorded. And it's a Gordon Lightfoot song. Now, we know that Elvis has recorded Gordon Lightfoot songs, so who knows? He might have considered this one, but unfortunately he didn't. And the song is from the 8th original album, Don Quixote, released in 1972 on the Reprise record label. The album reached number 42 on the Billboard album chart. The album was recorded between December 1971 and January 1972 at the Amigo Studios, North Hollywood in California. The album was released fairly swiftly, I must say, in February 1972. The song that Jack wished Elvis had recorded is track 5 on side 1 of the album and is titled Ordinary Man. Jack told me, in many ways, it's very fitting for him. Here's a few lines from the song and let me know what you think. Try to understand, I'm not an ordinary man. Still, I can't deny, you go with me everywhere. When I'm dreaming, you still share my lonely nights. Try to see my side. It's not your ordinary pride that keeps me driving on. It's that lonesome, restless feeling that you feel under the gun. And it leads me to the highways, but it keeps my body warm. So do you think that you could hear Elvis singing that? If you want to check it out, I'll leave a link below in the description box, because I know not everybody would be familiar with that song. And you can let me know when you've listened to Ordinary Man. You can let me know what you think in the description box below. And if you have a song that you wished Elvis had recorded, which unfortunately he didn't, send it in to me, and I can cover it in a future show. I still see people voting on the poll, so we won't close it just yet. But what I will do is I will go through the caption, the photograph. Do you remember I showed this photograph earlier on in the week on the community tab on the home screen of this channel? And I asked you to give me a caption. And here's a couple. I just want to get a little nip and tuck around my eyes here. I don't think he needs it, to be honest. Somebody else says, such a hard decision. How many Cadillacs should I purchase today? My head is spinning around and around. Well, that's from Witchcraft, isn't it? He sung Witchcraft. Another one says, you reporters are giving me a headache with all your endless questions. Yes, because this was taken actually in his father's office on March the 7th, 1960, back at Graceland, when he returned home from the army. But the winner is Sally Billing, and she says her caption is, you see, Colonel, it's mind over matter. I don't mind and you don't matter. So that's the one I picked. Thanks, Sally. That's a really good caption. And I'll have another one for you on the community tab, probably Monday or Tuesday. What I might do is, if there's a lot of thumbs up on a particular caption, I'll pick that one as the winner next Sunday. Or if not, I might just pick the one that I like the best, as I did with Sally's. So we need to close the... Oh, I actually have a super chat here, and it's from Wicked Felina. And it says, sorry, Steve, my Wi-Fi is very bad. Thank and God bless you for your time, hard work and kindness. Well, thank you, Felina, for ringing in. And hopefully, when you ring back again, we can finish that conversation and the line will be better. So, but I do understand dodgy Wi-Fi can cause problems sometimes. And thanks very much for the super chat. So it looks like the poll has kind of slowed down. I'm interested to see who the winner, or what the winner is rather. So let's have a look. Oh, right. End poll. Here we go. And it is, for everybody listening on playback, will Riley change things at Graceland with the tours? No, 69%. Yes, 16%. And yes, but not until Priscilla passes away, 13%. So a very, very, very strong winner there. 69% say no, she will just leave it as it is. Okay, so that's just about it for this week. I'd just like to thank everybody that's... all the callers, the mods, Lou and Dave and Maxine. I've had a great time. Again, thank you for joining me live. I couldn't do it without you. If you do want to show your appreciation, you can buy me a coffee by using the link below. Or a new thing now, you can actually scan the QR code and it'll take you to the site. I'll see you next week, and until next week, please do look after yourselves. And as I say, next Sunday, more Elvis fun and that new quiz, Inside Elvis. Bye for now.
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.